about it. And just continuing where we left off, we had a little issue here. Let me go into front view. Like so. And I just accidentally moved my cursor, so let me move my cursor back to the center of the grid. There we go. Okay. When I try to shoot the flat planes, they're missing each other. I also denoted the way the penguins are turning. That's because they're facing the camera like they're supposed to. Just for now, we're going to go back to how we were doing it before with at least the enemy penguins. I'm going to delete the penguins I have here. I'm going to hit Shift F1 and go to where I have the game save. Go back to my previous version right here and go into Objects and grab Bad Tux and link it. So now if I go back into textured mode, we just imported our enemy, which is how we're going to create other levels later on. We're going to import objects from blend files. So our shooting penguin is still flat, but our enemy penguin is a cube right now, and you can hit him and he explodes. Well, he doesn't explode yet. We're going to add animations later on. So now let's get into how you complete a level, how you score. So in this case, we're going to, in the end, create 3 penguins that we have to shoot on this level. So first things first, I'm going to go to top view here. I'm going to hit Z to go into wireframe mode, hit spacebar, and add text. So type text, add text, tab into edit mode, and we're going to type in level complete. We're going to go to our font tab here, and we are going to center this text, and we're going to extrude it. Let's get out of edit mode here. Let's go 0.1, and let's bevel it 0.1. There we go. And then we are going to, at this point, change it from a font, a text, into a mesh, because text is basically like a path or a curve, which are invisible in game mode. So what we're going to do is, with our text selected, we're going to go convert to mesh from one of these, so we're making it a mesh, and now it's a mesh object. We're going to hit R, X, 90 to rotate it, and we're going to pull it way out in front of our level here so it doesn't interfere with anything when it appears. Go back into front view, and I'm going to move it up some, and we'll go back into textured mode. So there it is. We can texture it later. For right now, let's hit P. That's what it looks like, but we don't want it to show up until you beat the level, right? So we are going to go to our physics panel with it selected and click invisible. Now when we start the game, it's invisible. Yay. Okay, so we want it to show up on, in this case, we're going to create 3 birds, enemy birds, and once the 3 birds are destroyed, we want it to appear. So we're going to choose our empty object. And our empty object, we're pretty much making it our player object. In fact, we could call it that if we want, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it as empty. And I'm going to add another property, and this time I'm going to make it an integer, and we're going to call it bad birds. And since we want to get rid of 3 birds in this case, we're going to change this to 3. And in fact, there's probably going to be a better way to do that. I'm just thinking to myself of the birds. But for right now, let's just get it working, and we'll try my other way later on, as far as, because we're either going to have to manually put in the number of birds here, or have the birds themselves, the enemy birds, add to that number when they are created. So that's how we're going to do it in the future. But for right now, let's just get that number going. And what we're going to do now is every time one of these birds is killed, which we have right here, the object is ended, we actually want to change the property of that, or the value of that property of our empty. So let's shift select the empty here, and then I'm going to make this full screen so we're easier to read here. Okay, we got our empty object, our tux object, and what we're going to do here is add an actuator for, make sure you're under the empty here, and we're going to go property, and we're going to say assign property bad birds is going to be bad birds -1. And that's going to happen every time a bird is collided with one of our tux birds. So at this point, when we hit the 1 bird, let's turn on debugging values here. Go into wireframe mode so we can better read our values here. P to go into game mode. So you can see up in the top left corner it says empties bad birds is 3. We should now, when we kill it, it's subtracted down to 2. Perfect. So let's go back into, well, at this point, just to make them easy to hit, I'm going to clone that bird, put him there, clone this bird, put him here. And now we have 3 birds, and when we hit one, just realized there's like another bird on the bottom when we're in wireframe mode. Did I somehow clone? Oh, just now when I cloned the when I cloned the 3 tuxes, I didn't realize I still had that empty, and I cloned it. Okay, so kill those 2 birds, kill that bird, and our bad bird now only equals. Oh, because I probably linked it. Hold on, let's see. Let's delete this. Delete this. The issue here is I had the empty selected when I cloned these, so when I cloned the bad birds, it cloned my empty and linked that property to those instead of my player empty. So now I'm going to Shift D, and I think everything should be fine. And if we watch the value of bad birds, went to 2, went to 1, oop, and now it's at 0. And when it gets to 0, we're going to have this level empty appear. So let's choose our empty here. Shift select our level complete. You also notice that our bad birds were falling onto our cannonballs, if you will, and that was destroying them. We might do something about that in the future, but we're still early in the development here. Okay, so we have 2 objects selected. We've got our empty, and we've got our text up here. And what we're going to do is add to the text visibility and make it visible when, okay, so now we're going to say under our empty object here, hold on a second, it gets a little confusing sometimes. So when our empty object, add a sensor property, and really we should be labeling these to make future references better. We'll just call this level complete. So when the value of bad birds equals 0, then what are we going to do? Let's make this full screen easier to see. We are now going to now Shift select our level there, put this up, and you see our visibility there to the properties we just created here. Now go back into textured mode here, kill 1 bird, kill 2 birds, and if I can hit the 3rd bird, level complete. Great. So we're moving along. Keep on watching. I hope you're enjoying these tutorials. Visit filmsbykris.com. That's Kris with a K. And I thank you for watching and supporting this project. Have a great day.